All right, today we are diving into a real Danish jewel, a place where royalty has lived and ruled for centuries. I'm talking about the incredible Fredensborg Castle. You ever look at an old building and wonder, how can stone and mortar tell a story? You know, a story that spans centuries, whispering tales of kings and queens. Well, we're about to find out. We're taking a virtual trip to Denmark to check out a castle that does exactly that. So, let's get into it. Our tour of Fredensborg begins now. Okay, first up, Denmark's lakeside jewel. And honestly, to really get Fredensborg, you have to picture where it is. It's not just some castle plopped down anywhere. It's a masterpiece that's totally in tune with its amazing scenery. So just imagine this for a second. You're standing right there on the shores of Lake Fredensborg. The water is perfectly still, and right there, rising up from the edge, is this absolutely magnificent castle. And its reflection, just shimmering on the water. It's this incredible blend of man-made beauty and nature. Right. Now for a little walk through time. Because a place this grand doesn't just pop up overnight, right? Its story is a really cool evolution. And it started out as something much, much smaller. So get this, it all kicked off way back in 1602, and it wasn't even a castle yet. It was just a modest little hunting lodge for King Christian IV. But then, fast forward to the 17th century, and boom, it's expanded into a full-blown royal residence. The 19th century saw some big modern upgrades, and what's really amazing is that the work never stops. Even today, they're constantly doing restoration work to keep this incredible legacy alive. Okay, let's zoom in a bit and talk about the architecture. To really get this castle, you've got to understand its design. We're talking about the beauty of Baroque, and it is seriously iconic. And that style is Baroque. What's Baroque? Think big, think drama, total grandeur, and just an explosion of fancy, ornate details. Yeah, Baroque architects were not going for subtle. The whole point was to totally blow you away and inspire some serious awe. And you see it everywhere at Fredensborg. You've got these huge, sweeping arches, these grand, dramatic staircases that look like they were made for a king or queen to descend. And just look at the incredible, intricate details on pretty much every surface. It all comes together to give you that classic Baroque feeling of movement and grandeur. And this amazing design sense doesn't just stop at the castle walls. Oh no, the gardens are a whole other level of masterpiece. They were designed by the famous landscape architect Niels Amann. We're not just talking about a nice yard here. These gardens are a world-famous work of art all by themselves. All right, let's talk scale. Because to really understand how massive this place is, we've got to look at the castle by the numbers. And trust me, these numbers are pretty wild. First up, its height. The castle stands at about 25 meters tall. Now, what does that mean? That's roughly 82 feet, or like an 8-story building. Just think about the sheer engineering and manpower it took to build something that tall centuries ago. It's mind-boggling. And that's just the building. The castle itself is really just the centerpiece. The whole estate, castle, grounds, gardens, the whole shebang covers more than 100 hectares. Let me put that in perspective for you. That's over 250 acres. It's this enormous private world. You could literally spend a whole day just wandering around and still not see everything. So if you're there, what are the can't-miss spots? Well, inside there's a museum that really gets into the local history and culture. The gardens, of course, are not just beautiful, but they're also a super popular spot for events. And you absolutely have to find the spots with the panoramic views. The vistas of Lake Fredensborg are just stunning. Okay, so after all that, you're probably thinking, I want to go. So let's talk about planning your visit. If you want to experience this all for yourself, here's how you do it. All right, here are my top 3 tips for any visitor. Number 1, absolutely take a guided tour. You'll learn so much, and it really makes the history come alive. 2, hunt down the highest point of the castle for the views. Seriously, the panoramic scenery is unforgettable. And 3, just give yourself time to stroll through the gardens. Wander around, get a little lost. It's the best way to enjoy Niels Mollemann's incredible landscape. So when you boil it all down, Fredensborg Castle is way more than just a beautiful building, you know? It's really a symbol of Denmark's incredible royal history. It's a true cultural landmark. And that kind of brings us full circle, doesn't it? Back to that first question. We've talked about the history, the design, but man, if these walls could talk, what other stories do you think they would tell?